Ooh, welcome to the Rough Cut Halloween special.
Ooh.
Can we get the lights back on? Jamie, you ruined it.
What?
You ruined it.
You don't like the ghost?
No.
No.
I worked hard on this, guys.
Just get back to the chair, man.
Go sit on your corner. Honestly. So, welcome to another Rough Cut episode. I'm Louis, that's Andre. Jamie is
I'm sorting out
Do you want to
present.
guys, sorry.
He's present.
The ghost thing didn't go well.
It didn't go down well, you could say. So, it's Halloween, presumably.
Probably.
This should be the Halloween episode,
Yes.
if we've done our math right.
This is exactly. This is either coming out on Halloween
Or it's
Or-
around about that time.
or not.
Or not.
Christmas.
In which case, happy whatever day it is.
Yes.
And yes, today, because it's maybe Halloween or maybe not, we are doing a horror film. And you might be wondering why we've taken so long to do that. Andre, do you want to tell us why?
It's because I'm a pussy.
Sorry, couldn't hear you.
But
Terrific.
something changed, i.e., I was forced
Yep.
by the wonderful humans that work here on the Rough Cut to
Yeah,
to watch.
Yeah, well, at least
Horror.
you weren't grabbed and had wax put on you.
But I might as well have been.
Sure. So yeah, by popular demand of the wonderful crew at Rough Cut, we
Me.
decided to watch a horror film.
Just me.
It was more than you, to be
Just
fair.
you.
I
me.
think Joel asked for it, didn't he?
I
Yes.
think I suggested it though.
And everyone was like, "Yes, we've got to do
Yeah.
it."
Yes.
So to please the Rough Cut crew and probably you at home, we're going to take the piss out of some horror. 'Cause
Yes.
that's what we do best.
Exactly. And the thing that we are doing today is the thing.
What thing?
That thing.
Oh, that thing.
Yeah, that thing over there.
Specifically the thing from 1980 something.
1983, I
Four.
think it is.
I think it's 2.
George Orwell's The Thing.
Yes. Well, more specifically, John Carpenter's The Thing, the classic cult classic.
The classic cult classic.
Yes.
That's nice.
Yes,
It
I
is
know
nice,
it is.
isn't it?
And it has given us such entertaining moments when we watched it, and it brought us this.
Let's take a shot, everybody. Right.
It brought us more interesting
fast.
moments than that, which I wish I put in there, but
Yeah.
you might be able to see it if our thing goes live.
Yes, that may or may not be on another channel coming soon. You get
Yeah.
to watch all of our reactions in full as like a little side piece.
Yeah, our
To
unfiltered,
the
our
Rough Cut.
unfiltered thoughts on the actual film.
I mean, if this is October and this is Halloween, if this is coming out on Halloween or not, then there probably already have been a few episodes out by now.
Yeah, hopefully.
And if we're allowed to, we'll link them somewhere.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's up to you to find it because it probably won't be on Creative Capital. But there we go.
Yeah. So I presume I don't need to mention what a cult classic is.
It's something typically a film or book that is popular or fashionable among a particular group or section of society.
Okay, cool.
There you go.
Yeah, but the thing is a cult classic that everyone seems to like, so it's kind of a popular cult classic.
And I see why.
Yeah, we actually surprisingly like this.
I don't know why
That's a
surprisingly. I mean, it was a surprise for me to actually like fully enjoy the film.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't expecting to enjoy it all that much. It was actually weird because like everyone thought, me included, that I would be quite scared
Yes.
by the whole thing.
It's almost like we picked this film specifically to scare you.
But I ended up laughing the whole way through. I mean, to be fair, that obvious jump scare
Yes.
was obvious, and that obviously made me jump.
Yeah.
But what was even more stupid, and I'm sure we'll show it,
Yeah.
was this.
Play.
Yeah, the fucking helicopter, of all things.
Yes, the helicopter at the beginning of the film.
That's not
scared
even
you.
a jump scare.
I know.
That's what's so annoying about
It's
it.
just
It wasn't even
it's
supposed
just
to make
a
me
sudden
jump.
cut.
It just took off.
Yeah.
It just took. Yeah, I mean, but like that's the rule of things. If you just make something just immediately very loud, then that's what happens.
Yeah, but we did both like it, and so why don't we get into this?
I wasn't even that grossed out by the gore or anything. I actually quite liked the special effects.
No,
you were quite about the whole thing.
The thing is that I was quite with all the gore.
I was all right with it for some reason.
I find that very weird.
Maybe I'm a little fucked up.
Yes, maybe.
Aren't we all?
Aren't we all, Jamie Miller?
I've got a lot of problems.
Anyway, let's go on to the plot. So the plot concerns a group of American scientists in the Antarctic. Why they're there, I don't know. They're just there.
They are just there.
Studying ice. Trying to figure out this thing called global warming.
Yeah. In the 80s,
in
that
the
probably would
80s,
have
yeah.
started to become a problem, probably.
Yeah.
No, it's a fun little boys' trip
Yeah, a man's trip out,
to the Antarctic.
Anyway, in the middle of their daily routine of fuck all, a dog comes running from a Norwegian site to their site and is pursued by a man in a helicopter that is the worst shot imaginable.
This poor dog.
Just want to point out,
about?
no dogs were harmed in the making of this film.
No dogs were harmed.
He was a good boy.
He was a good boy.
Although
I mean, you do see the dog get harmed later.
There are lots of
spoilers.
fucked up moments involving dogs.
But at least the dog wasn't harmed by...
Seriously, what a crack shot.
Well, he is flying, so it's quite hard.
But I don't know how long it takes to get from the Norwegian side to the American one, but he doesn't shoot the dog at all.
I don't know what the gunshot would have done.
No, I think it would have just incapacitated
Especially learning like later on in the film that every single part of them is living.
And you want to see what happens to that dog later?
Oh yeah, go
Oh
on.
no, we're gonna play that, are we?
Watch that. Yeah, we're gonna watch that.
Oh,
he's such a cute boy.
God. It's absolutely disgusting, is what it
You'd
is.
still care for that.
Yeah, but
cute
you can
little thing.
obviously just tell that that's just a man's hand inside the dog head, isn't it? Doing that.
Man, Kermit the Frog here.
Look at it.
Oh,
That is horrible. Little grabbers.
It looks like the remnants of a sewer.
Ugh.
Oh, so I forgot about that bit. Jesus, I forgot about that bit.
Pulled right out.
Whoa!
That is pulled
Good
right
shot,
out
boy.
of the horrors of Resident Evil. So as you can see, it's mainly a group of terrified men trying desperately to kill a Lovecraftian horror. Yeah, if you saw that in real life, you'd probably go nuts looking at that.
Does it have an official name?
What, the Thing?
Yeah.
The Thing. Does it
No.
have it? Doesn't have a thing. It's just the
called The
thing.
Thing.
It's just called. They don't even call it by a name at all. They call them one of those things.
It's
during
like
the movie.
it's the kind of thing you don't really need to think about what to call it. It's just a thing.
Well, if you're a scientist at the moment that suddenly realizes, oh shit, one of us could be
A thing.
an alien,
A thing.
you wouldn't think that they're human. You would just go, you're
Yeah.
a thing now, wouldn't you?
Throughout the film, whenever this thing changes form, it's never what you expect.
No.
Yeah.
Every time you see a new thing, it is always a new kind of disturbing image that you really don't want to ever see again.
Clear.
Oh, fuck. Oh, God.
I forgot about that.
Oh, fuck.
You can tell I wasn't watching it all that properly.
Yeah.
By the way, viewer discretion. I know this is a bit late to say this, but viewer discretion is heavily advised.
Just ignore the visuals.
Just
ignore the
just
visuals.
ignore that thing.
That's the thing. I really do have to give props because obviously no CGI,
No CG. No
and it works really, really well.
Oh
for
yeah,
this.
it
Like,
works.
look at that scene.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's an iconic image, that is. And it lasts like a second.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Even now,
because-
Louis doesn't like it,
No,
so
I don't
it's doing
like
the
it.
job
It's
right.
Exactly, it's doing the
so
job.
gross.
I mean, could you imagine if they officially identified that thing as a virus? The World Health Organization would have a fucking field day with that.
Yeah.
Fucking COVID-19, they'd call that thing 84 or 82 or some shit like that.
The changer virus.
The changer virus, that's it.
Oh god.
What would you call that? Let us know in the comments.
It is technically a virus. 'cause
It is,
it's-
yeah. Because it spreads around and it's viral.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
cells that take over your body.
Exactly.
Yeah, individual organisms taking over literally every cell.
Let us know what virus name you'd give that thing in the comments. There we go. Comment farming.
Yeah. So other than the gratuitous amounts of gore and completely fucked up imagery, I think the best part about this film is the paranoia that the thing changing into a perfect copy of a person would instew upon you.
Yeah, because it does remind me of
Of a certain
This.
other thing. I knew you. All right, who's the imposter? All right, where'd you find the body?
No, because that's what
It was in electrical, I swear.
That's the thing. We were saying that a lot throughout the film.
Yeah.
Throughout the film, that it does give off the vibe of Among Us, and one person's getting killed every time.
I think that game was probably heavily inspired from this
Even
film.
with like some of the kills, like the one where it's the tongue that comes out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I remember that one. Yeah, that game causes people to not trust each other, and in this film, it takes no time at all for every guy to start turning on each other.
Yeah.
And especially it doesn't help when their communication is cut off by a pensioner who thinks that we're all gonna die.
Conveniently. He doesn't seem all that scared.
Yeah, get
This is
Keith
my
David.
favourite bit. Bang.
Not even trying.
Shoots 2 more times, gun runs out, I throw the gun.
Ah.
It would just start beating on him.
Jesus.
Oh my god.
I laughed heavily at that, with just that fake sounding punch effect. Yeah, that is the basic plot of this. It's a simple film.
Paranoia.
Yeah, Paranoia, the film.
And obviously this is what happens every time someone gets attacked by the thing.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Okay, that came out too late, but there you go. Anyway.
So, characters. It's kind of hard to talk about characters in this because no one has any character development or goes through an arc.
I don't think they need it, to be perfectly honest, in this.
Yeah, I mean, it's more or less just, it's the thing that's happening to them. It's more about watching a group of people get absolutely decimated by this horror thing.
You understand the characters in the first bit. Like, the first time you meet McCready, he's drinking alcohol whilst playing chess.
He's drinking scotch while playing a computer of chess.
Yeah, against an AI that he loses against and then says, cheating bitch.
Yeah.
While pouring his drink into the circuits. Which I would also like to say, that's probably going to be taken out of his pension. But yeah, I think Kurt Russell's McCready probably has the best claim to main character.
Well, he's in most of the movie.
Yeah, he is in most
I'd
of
hope
the
he'd
movie.
be the main character.
Right up until the end, right?
Yeah, right up to the end. And I think he was put in charge mainly for his great leadership skills.
He ain't tying me up.
Then I'll have to kill you, child.
Then kill me.
Bitch.
Then kill me.
I mean it.
It really does speak volumes that I definitely would believe he'd do it. Oof.
Oh, well, that was stupid.
Leader of the year here. Straight up murders a man point blank.
Well, I mean,
You're trying to survive.
itchy trigger finger, someone's coming at you.
Yeah, someone's coming at you with a knife. You kind of have to do something.
Yeah, I'm not saying I condone it, but you got to do something in that situation.
What sucks is that Charles calls McCready a murderer later. If that guy had actually stabbed him, he would have said that same thing. I guess that makes you a murderer.
He's more of a manslaughterer.
More or less. I mean, the other characters of importance is Keith David's Charles. Charles is mostly there to oppose McCready's excellent team leadership skills.
Childs! What if we're wrong about him?
Why then we're wrong?
What if we're wrong?
Damn it.
Here's Davey.
It's time to break open a soundstage.
Gotta admit, how do you film that? Just like, can't do many takes while breaking down a door.
You have multiple doors, don't you?
Multiple doors, but you probably rehearse it to hell a little bit in some way.
Yeah, those are the two main actors that you recognize both of them. Even if you don't recognize Keith Davis now, he's old, or they're both old.
Well, yeah.
They're all old.
Thanks for the harsh reminder of life, Louis.
But his voice I actually do recognize. He's done some video games, he's done some other things as well.
He's done things.
He's also a cat in Coraline.
He's done things. He's done
He's
the
the
thing.
cat in Coraline.
He is actually.
Didn't realise that.
I didn't realize that either. But the rest of the cast do a...
Sorry, go on.
You looked that up, didn't you?
No, I didn't. No.
But the rest of the cast do a really good job of illustrating how piss terrified they all are.
Somebody got to the blood!
What?
Somebody got to
the
the blood.
blood.
Who else could have used that key?
Nobody. I just give it to Copper whenever he needs it.
This is the equivalent of someone trying to figure out who hit the reactor in Among Us.
That key ring of yours is always hooked to your belt.
You were saying this is just like a Discord call.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
And then after that, Windows goes and gets a fucking gun.
Gets a shotgun, mate.
Yeah. Why would a science research base need a shotgun?
Bears.
Bears?
Well, there's bears in the Antarctic.
Yeah,
where
but
they
is
are.
a bear gonna come up there and be like, oh, you're
Also, they
on
are
my
American.
land.
No offense to
Fair
any
enough.
American viewers, but I know you love a gun.
America, fuck yeah.
The flamer makes sense because, you know,
They said that later in the film, like they need to
burn
the
away the
ice
ice,
off of
don't
the,
they? So
Yeah.
What a lovely starting frame you've picked.
Yeah, I know. But yeah.
Yet again, I mean, you've made it this far, but still, viewer discretion is advised.
I
Yeah,
hope
more
you
or
like
less.
gore.
Yeah. If you don't like gore, don't watch this
Otherwise,
film.
it's too late now.
Yeah, but on to technicals. The main star of the film is
Oh, the main star of this film is Rob Bottin.
him.
Okay.
Yes, him.
Well,
Yes,
that's
him.
the end of the rough cut.
Yeah, he's the special effects supervisor, and he gave us such lovely images like this, and that, and that, and that, and that, and that.
It's
Not
really
that.
cool.
He did do
Yeah,
that.
not that. And you want to explain this?
So Rob Bottin had worked so hard on doing the special effects for the rest of the film.
Yeah. Basically, he spent a year on the set
Yeah.
of this film and didn't leave it.
He didn't leave it at all, and he had passed out just before they actually started shooting, and that was the last thing they had to make was the dog prop. So they brought in another company to do it for him because he was literally worked himself to pass out.
Yeah.
Jesus.
So, you know, I don't blame the man for
No.
Yeah.
I mean,
You know?
yeah, he put his bloody soul into that.
the stuff
Yeah,
that he
well,
did
not
make
that.
was brilliant.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
No, I mean, obviously, yeah, everything else we've
And
seen.
of course, the dog puppet, in my opinion, is also great. But it's
Yeah.
also just the thought of what happened if Rob did make it.
Would he have made it look grosser or?
Would it look the same? Would it
Yeah.
look completely different?
I think
I don't know.
the Blu-ray copy of this film, which Jamie here gave us to watch. I think it has. Obviously, they've transferred it over to 4K.
Yeah.
Really, really, really well. 'Cause
Oh,
it looks great on Blu-ray.
Yeah, you can appreciate all the slime and stuff in
Exactly.
4K.
But I think there are bonus features where I think they do talk about like behind the scenes, like
Yeah, Rob
pictures of
does-
how it gets made and things
Yeah,
like that.
he
Yeah.
does like an interview talking about his experience and how he fainted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the other company comes in and like, yeah, we thought we'd do him a solid.
Yeah.
I mean, fuck
you
it, it's
can
more than a
take
solid
5,
on that
man.
one, yeah.
You've done your
Yeah.
done your best
yeah.
here.
He's more than proved himself.
Oh,
honestly.
yeah.
My favourite bit is the effect where they're doing the CPR scene.
Oh yeah.
So the
they
guy
go,
that puts his arms into the CPR, the chest, and when he pulls them out, they bring in an amputee.
Yeah.
And they've got 2 fake arms on him, so he could just rip them off and blood will
Yeah.
gush
They
out.
also put a fake face on him.
Yeah,
as
they
well.
put a mask on him that's just screaming, so it's up there, so he just looks up.
Yeah. It's
It's interesting.
It's interesting.
It's interesting, but it works really
It
well
does
because it's
work.
such a
It
quick
does
scene,
look
you
great.
can't tell about the mask.
Yeah, exactly. You have to
Yeah.
be told something like that.
Also,
Yeah.
the person that was actually the thing in that scene, he was on underneath a table,
Yeah.
and the health and safety director came and said, "Jesus, how long have you been sitting there without any clothes on?" And he's like, "Half an hour." "Oh, we got to get you out of here, mate." And
Half
he's
an
like-
hour.
Because they've been shooting the scene for quite a while at
Yeah.
that point. Also, the bit where the neck comes off in that scene, the whole room exploded because it started to produce methane gas.
Methamphetamine.
Methamphetamine?
meth.
No, methane gas
gas.
started to be
Right.
produced by the prosthetics that was in that room. So as soon as they lit the flamer to torch it,
The whole thing exploded.
Yeah.
Jesus
Did
Christ.
anyone get hurt from that?
no one got hurt, luckily.
Yeah,
But-
there's-
No equipment either. Nothing
No.
like that.
Yeah, there's
Wow,
also
they're
what
lucky
you
then.
said is the longest fire stunts at the time.
I think it was,
done.
yeah.
Yeah, they set the thing on fire, and then he just walks outside and
And just sat there
dies
for a
in
little
the,
bit.
yeah, dies in the snow.
Yeah.
There is something very, very creative about the limitations of what you could do with film in the 80s.
Yeah, 'cause
with
yeah.
no computer graphics of any kind.
Yeah, because this stuff
to do
is
shit like this
yeah,
in
'cause
a
it-
way makes you think outside of the box a little bit.
yeah, because this stuff is actually made up of various bubblegum, strawberry jam, mayonnaise. I think that says.
God, the local Walmart must have had a field day
and,
with these guys.
and it's layered upon like hydraulics and pull wires and on an endoskeletons.
Yeah.
And it looks great. It holds up remarkably well.
It looks better than the newer remake film for the thing.
And that film is 12 years old, and these have held up since for about 41 years,
Yeah.
and the prequels barely holds on after 12 years.
I do love for what it tried to do, which was give an explanation to what happened in the research base.
Yeah, it still looks gross, obviously, but that's obviously fake.
It's cool, but
Like, this is how the twisted two-human monster was made.
it feels like it should be from a different franchise.
Yeah.
Possibly, yes.
To me.
And again, it's obviously computer generated.
I would have loved if for these prequels they kind of stuck to the guns of the original film.
They did.
And just did and just did all practical.
They did.
They did.
But the Universal said, no, we don't want that. We want the practical effects look shit, so we're going to put CGI
and
over
there's all these behind the scenes of the
there's
prequel.
a studio
Yeah,
brought it in.
the studio buggered it basically.
Oh, fuck
Because it was a new director, so he didn't have the pulling power.
Oh, that's shit.
Yeah,
Like the special effects team for the remake, fantastic job for what
Yeah.
you did.
Yeah.
Your work was just absolutely ruined by the company.
By Universal Studios.
I loved the work that you did for the thing in the helicopter, where his whole chest opened and half of his face disappears. It's fucking brilliant, and that was a practical effect.
Yeah.
Looked amazing.
And then that had to be redone in.
That all had to be redone.
It didn't have to be.
Well, on the grounds of what Universal said.
Yeah.
Yeah, Universal thought it didn't look good.
Yeah.
That is
So-
shit.
Yeah.
What a shame.
Yeah, what a shame. But so ratings then.
Ratings.
You got a lot of time left. You
I
got
know.
17 minutes.
I know. There's not really that much to talk about because I like this film so much.
We'll just spend the rest of the episode just pretending to be ghosts. Why not?
More
I'll
or
get
less.
under that fucking cover.
Yeah.
Are you going first or am I?
Yeah, 5 out of 5. I can't quite think of a proper flaw with it. There is one character that sort of disappears at the end.
What, Charles?
No, not Charles.
The scientist, the old one.
It's the kid with the bandana. How about
The
that?
chef.
There
he
you
doesn't
go.
disappear at the end. He dies.
How?
Oh, okay. Well,
He
then
gets
there we
killed
go.
off by the other guy thing.
The other guy thing.
The last thing. The old guy.
Does he?
Yeah.
Yeah, he walks off to where where he heard a noise, and then he dies off camera, but he still dies.
Okay, well that sucks then.
It does, but you know.
Well, there we go.
Okay, well there's the only flaw I can really think of. The rest of it is pure paranoia.
I mean, yeah, no. For my first foray into horror at the ripe young age of 21, legal in America, by the way.
Please stop.
I loved it, and I
Yeah.
wasn't expecting to love it,
Yeah.
considering that I was waiting or expecting on a jump scare at any point, soon, because I don't know. Sometimes paranoia in itself, you don't know what to believe if people say,
Yeah.
oh, it's not that much of a jump scary film.
Yeah, it's a very different approach to horror films today. Like horror films today, jump scare.
They do kind of bank on the jump scare.
This one is more like psychological.
Psychological horror, and I really enjoyed it. It's not to say that there aren't any jump scares. Was it you, Jamie, who told me, oh, there's not that many Yeah, thanks for that, because I got jumped out of
Told
my
him
mind
2
with
minutes
that one.
before the jump scare happened, which
Yeah.
is brilliant.
Cheers, thanks for that, Jamie.
That entire scene is great.
Yeah, no, I mean,
Mainly because after that jump scare, it's just pure chaos.
Yeah.
It is. I love it.
It's a great film, cult classic, and it has good reason to be. I like that it's quite standalone as well. I mean,
Yeah.
no prequels happen, but I like that there's not really
Yeah.
it wasn't nothing kind of happens to it afterwards.
Yes.
Because nothing really can happen
Yeah.
with it afterwards. So I think it works great.
Yeah.
So
There was one thing interesting I thought about, which Joel, the director,
Of Rough Cut.
said to me,
who's not here today? Oh.
Rest in peace.
is that you can't. I asked, why doesn't anyone make a film like this again? And he said, it's something that can't really be replicated.
No.
The
I think,
thought of someone doing a full practical effects worth of horror movie will never happen again because CGI is so cheap.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. Do we know how much will that all cost before I do my actual rating?
What was the budget of this film?
Or rather, do you know how much it all cost? I've got it. So Wikipedia says, of the film's $15 million budget, $1.5 million was spent on Rob Bottin's creature effects, a mixture of chemicals, food products, rubber, and mechanical parts.
That's a lot.
So considering that a $100 million film today will mainly use CGI, the fact that this film you spent only $100 is kind of
No, $1.5 million in 1982 money.
Yeah.
yes. So
That's quite a lot now, but
how much
Yeah.
is that now?
It's about $3 million today.
Still, that's barely. That's not a lot for
That's
a big budget film.
a quarter of a Marvel budget,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
isn't it?
Exactly.
Yeah, the fact that Marvel is struggling to make itself look good now compared to this, which is again 41 years old, is
Yeah.
kind of crazy.
Before we end off, I'm just going to run through a few short facts real quick because we forgot to mention them during the show. This was actually based off a book. It's called Who Goes There, which I feel like is a very good title for a book like that.
Yeah.
It came out in 1930. It's so old.
Yeah.
It's also written by a racist.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh, you found that out? Okay.
Yes, I did my research for this film.
Oh god.
It was brought to the silver screen very, very well though.
Well, it is 1930s, so racism was
Actually,
kind
you
of...
know what? The Thing was actually adapted from another film.
Yes, there was another film. I can't remember what it was called. It wasn't called The Thing, was it?
That's a great name for a film.
It was. It was in the 1950s, around about then, and it was a tomato that came alive and became a human and started to kill people.
That's nice.
It was quite.
Yeah,
fun.
the whole which one of us is the Thing is kind of taken out, so it's not really that interesting.
Yeah, it's just a giant tomato walking around.
Yeah.
Basically. But it's still explained why they're in like an Antarctic research base and all that.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Can I say my rating?
Oh, for free,
yes, you
go
can.
ahead. Yeah.
I think it's genuinely a 15 out of 15 movie.
Oh, fair play.
It's one of the first horror movies I've ever watched. I'm glad
Same
that
here.
I did watch it.
When did you watch it?
I watched it when I was about 15 because I'm an idiot.
That explains a lot.
Could be worse. Could
There
be
you go.
Tremors. Watched that when I was 5. Still got the childhood trauma.
Lovely.
Nice.
And then I watched Jaws, and I still love the ocean.
Jaws. I need
Jaws.
to see that. God damn, I need to
I'll
see
bring that one next
that.
time.
Yes, please
Yes.
do. Please do. We did a whole session, by the way, just
Yeah.
watching these horror films.
So yeah, I think we're all unanimous in agreeing that it's a good film.
Yeah,
Well,
I
wait,
realised
you
I didn't actually give a rating.
Yeah, what
I just
was-
realised. So I will give it. It's close to. I don't know. I don't know if I should ever give something a 10 out of 10 because maybe there could be some improvement somewhere. But I'm going to give it a very, very solid 9 out of 10 for just being a great cult classic,
Nice.
standalone. Does everything that you need it to and want it to in a film.
Yeah.
And I think that's it. I think that's it for me.
Yeah, that's it.
Short
Short episode.
Yeah, that's the episode. Well, have a happy Halloween, and if it's not Halloween, then don't have a happy Halloween.
Yeah. Have a happy day.
Have a happy day.
Yeah, have a good day.
Have a happy day with a Happy Meal. Not sponsored. And we will maybe or maybe not see you around for another episode of what we call here the Rough Cut. Don't get fucked over by that thing, okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. See you around.
Kill the lights.
Bye.
She's not in the room. Fuck. I mean, unless you want to wait.
Okay, I'll wait.
Okay.
There we go.
Hey, thank you. See you around, everybody.
Great job, everyone.
I'm sorry.
Love you, Hannah.
Thank you.
Thank you very
As a
much.
friend.